going to show you 12 months of farming, because the one thing that I always get from agents is, I farm, but I don't know what to put into my farm. I have no idea. I have no money. And what do I do? So what I'm going to show you today is how easy it is to actually get items put into your farm, informational items, not just stuff that doesn't matter. It's something that's going to be of value to your clients. Okay. So how many of you have a farm now? Okay, Tina, Pearl, starting. Okay. Pat,
Not starting.
not starting. Okay. So why I asked that is because today what we're going to talk about is the process of actually farming. And so what I want to do is get those ones that don't have farms. I know, Melissa, you've been in my Ticor tech farm before.
Yeah.
Program, right? Okay.
But I'm still trying to figure out how to get the actual area that I want.
Right.
To show up, yeah, and I need to give you like, but I'm not really good with east, north, west.
Okay, so what we'll do after this is we'll meet for you that don't have the farms established, so we can kind of move forward with this. I want to meet so I can get you hooked into Ticor Test Farm and kind of strategically look at an area that you're interested in farming. Because the worst thing to do is say, okay, Marissa, I want Eastvale. Send me to Eastvale and I pick it out for you. Now, Eastvale may be hilly, it may be, something you really aren't interested in. So I suggest drive the area, even walk the area, check out in the MLS the area, find out how many homes have sold in the last year or two, right? And find out yourself who's dominating that area. Is there an agent that's dominating the area? Not take them out. Their family more. It is, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Because even though they're entrenched and they're doing that much business in there, doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. What it means is you're going to have to do it better than them.
Right.
You're going to have to do it more often. Your quality of items going into the house and information has to be more advanced than what they're doing. Okay, you get it?
How do you find out who's dominating the area?
So if you go to the MLS, there you can help me here.
Oh, yeah.
It will tell you can put in how long or who's been selling the properties in that particular area, right? You can kind of go ahead.
Sure, so you go on the MLS, you know how it gives you the opportunity to like circle a specific area. Right, so you do that, and then what you would do is you look up close. I usually do 0 to 365. And then from there, you'll be able to see all the close homes in that neighborhood. And then what you're doing, you're marking to see like, okay, Matthew's name comes up more than once, or Susan's name comes up more than twice, whatever. So that's the way for you to actually look at the competition.
And then like, just if I can chime in, like for me, my mom's lived in her neighborhood for 23 years. So what we do is we've been stocking the postcards that show up because we're using the farm which we live. So I got the opportunity for the last 6 months prior to being an agent, just kind of saving those postcards and mailers and things that they were throwing on the door and, things like that, so that I would be able to identify if it was more than one. So that's another very helpful way.
A good point is that you're looking and seeing what they're doing. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
you've got to do
Because I'm
something
stating
better than
Mhm.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
So today we'll talk a little bit about that process. That there are, like, you have Michael Lewis, that is a Keller Williams item for marketing, right? But there's also some great other companies called CoreFact. CoreFact did an awesome job of marketing for you. Their pieces are great. And the good thing about CoreFact is that it actually is a call to action for the client that receives the postcard. For instance, I can go on and I can put in my address and I can get all the information on my address just by putting it off that card, which then guess what? I get notification that that person at that house went on to look. So it gives me a heads up that they're actively looking. At least they want to know what's going on their property. And then there's another company, it's called Breakthrough Broker. They also have great tools to send out into your area. And again, I mean, I have one gal that markets my area. She uses paper like this, and it just does too much writing. It's just unprofessional. And then I've got some that are really awesome. And so who would I call? I want to be represented professionally. This is not. So When we do our farms, and I know we have quite a few people already working on their farms. We wanna kind of look and see what's actually going on in that farm. Okay, we wanna know how many homes have sold. We wanna know how many foreclosures are in the area, where there's short sales in the area. We wanna know the landscape of that whole area you're marketing. We wanna know the floor plans. How many 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in that area? How many single stories? Because right now, people of my age, I want a single story home. I am not there anymore.
I don't want stairs anymore.
Yeah.
So see what I'm saying is that, and you actually on this Ticor Tech farm, you can go through and you can see, okay, well, they've been at this home. It's 2-story home, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's huge, right? They've been in that home for 25 years or more, and they're like, they're not going up those stairs. I bet they're staying downstairs in that bedroom downstairs rather than going up and down the stairs. Might be somebody you want to, kind of entertain and talk to them. But until we know who's living in these homes, we don't know what to say to them. So this program that we have, and we'll get you all hooked up on it, that specifically speaks to that. And it's beefy to the point of where if you're not using it, you don't know what's going on in your farm. So I'm gonna pass this out. This is a schedule. And that is why I've given you this calendar. It's not that I'm trying to promote Ticor Title Marisa Behnke. It's because if you're not looking at a calendar, you don't know what to send out. You don't know your timing. You don't know what you've sent out in the past. So we're kind of trying to keep everything at our eyes so we can see what we're doing.
Yep.
Extra one of those for sunshine.
Oh. Where is she?
She's in Hawaii. Her best friend just got married.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, she needed a break. She needed a break.
Right.
Yeah, fun stuff.
So let's talk briefly about farming, what farming is and is not. So like any farmer, farmer, if he plants his crops, he has to maintain them, has to water them, has to pull weeds. The weeds are people who really don't like it on farm, but we're gonna be nice to them anyway, right? So you have to fertilize it because it's a bunch of bull too that happens in farms, right? So all of this takes place as you're marketing it, right? Just like a farmer, and then you watch your crops grow, and eventually your corn's gonna pop up and it's gonna feed you. Same thing as you're doing in your farm. You're gonna water it, you're gonna feed it, you're gonna pull the weeds around it, you're gonna maintain it. So, and eventually it will pay off. Will it pay off the first week you drop something? Absolutely not. I'd be a fool to stand up here and tell you yes. But I guarantee you that if you keep up on it, it'll happen. And especially if you're fervently keeping up on it and staying connected with these people on your farm. They need to know you. Because I'll tell you, if they don't know you, they're going to know somebody else. So even Aunt Betty may say, you know what, I have an agent. But if you're in their face all the time and you're providing great information for them, talking to them, befriending them, they're going to realize you've got a lot more information than a relative. So I just say that we have to be consistent, right? And stay committed. Like anything, any good relationship, there's a commitment to it. So, and let's get started on what's going on here. I'm going to take you down to the marketing mix tips. What we're going to market it with. Variety. You want it to look a little bit different. We're going to keep our brand constantly. So it's a Keller Williams brand, right? Keller Williams is this, right? You guys are this. So I have to tell you that I see way too many pieces come across where they've splashed the big balloon Remax, right? It's like, where am I finding the agent's name and number?
Right.
No, this is about you and your business. Your Keller Williams is supporting you. They're the ones lifting you up and carrying you. This is your business. So you really want to be sure that you're hitting your farm with great marketing material. How many of you have a brand? Anybody? Like you have a logo, you have okay, good one. You have a slogan, you have something, what's your mission statement, anything like that? Slogan, okay. Good picture, right? Everyone looks really nice in their picture. Because truthfully, the first thing we get into this farm is the first thing they're gonna remember. You know, if I'm fitting this, with that agent, first impression is like, wow, that's pretty bad. But if I'm getting a nice like card that is branded, it looks great, it's colorful. And we as women, I don't know so much men, my husband can care less, touch and feel. It has to be like touchy for us. You know how we shop and we touch everything in the store, right? Touch and feel. So we definitely want to be sure what we're getting out looks nice. Okay, brand, it's important to brand yourself, stay consistent. And when we do cards, there are cards that you, postcards that you can do that have a shell, it's a shell, it always stays consistent. The message changes, but it always stays consistent. So I know that when you come through my house, oh, Pearl's from another house, oh, look at that. That's great in the trash. That's how quick it's gonna happen. Am I right?
Yep.
It's reality.
It is. Unless there's something on that card that like pertains to me. Market condition report always pertains to me. I wanna know what's going on in my area.
Yep.
Right? That's a good piece to put out. Or information. So we'll kind of go over that too. But your message has to be strong. Not too much, not too wordy. We want to keep it clean, precise, and consistent. Okay. So yeah, and as it goes through, if you have questions or you want to add any ideas, please. We're all trying to fix it. Okay. I don't want to be the teacher. So let's kind of talk about what it is we're going to get into the farm. Okay. Now that we've established the farm, we know there's 350 homes in that farm. Depending on how much money you have or how much time you have is what you're going to put in. So if you have more money, you can mail it. But if you don't have money, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna put our tinnies on and we're gonna walk. Okay? And the first thing I suggest you to do before anything, you know, once you establish your farm, you know what it looks like, you're like ready to go, is we're gonna schedule time block that you do it. Because if you don't schedule first thing in the morning, it'll be high.
I have a stack I've been taking. They're still sitting there.
Good. Oh.
So I was like, well, Saturday 9 o'clock was my goal this Saturday.
Oh,
9
good.
o'clock.
Okay, well, it's not here. So
So you're
Sunday,
here now.
Sunday, I'll call you and see if you did it. Good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I wanna see social proof.
Yeah,
So
well,
post it.
yeah, I'm gonna like, that's my goal too, is to like have my daughter, somebody like film me walk, because I'm walking. Okay, at least the first, I want to introduce myself.
For sure, that's
Well,
all.
this is what you want to do, and this is, don't even knock the door.
No, I'm just gonna, they're door hangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang first, drop first. Let them get used to seeing your name and your face a couple times, then they're apt to actually open the door and talk with you, right? They go, oh gosh, she's been here, she's been dropping some stuff off, it looks great. Because right now, nobody really, I mean, people come to my door and I make somebody go get the door. They go, sorry, they go get the door, right?
That's why you got the ring now. You just, no.
Yeah, for sure. But that's how I would suggest you start off. And the first item that you want to put out there in the farm is definitely who you are. They need to know, they need to feel comfortable with you. And I'll jump right in really quick on. So what I thought I was gonna do, because I've done it in the past, that things grew. I bought big poster boards and I was gonna put January, February, March, April, May, and I realized I'd run it all the way across this wall. So I had to do it this way. So I'm gonna show you some items. And that's the calendar here. that I've given to you, and I started with March. Keep in mind, when we start farming, you have to think a month in advance. Don't think of what's going to happen this month. I mean, this month may be a little bit over if you're planning on printing stuff, but think ahead of time. I do 2 months because then I know that I'm gonna have time to figure it out what I'm gonna put in there. And your marketing may change depending on if you get a listing. Tina gets a listing, guess what? Now she has to market around the listing too and keep her farm going, juggling it at the same time. It's cool though, right? It's a good feeling. So how many times are we gonna go in our farm? At least twice. At least twice a month. I've had some coaches say 3 times and I'm like, okay, but at least twice. And what are we gonna do? Start off with an introduction of who you are. I have one agent who farms her neighborhood. It's her actually. Lisa Bryant. And she farms our neighborhood and she says, who cares more about your neighborhood than I do? I live here. Your equity is important to me. I want to get you top dollar for it. So that's her statement. You know, so she actually has put on her marketing pieces her address too. So we all know where she lives. Nice home, by the way. But this piece was when she put out, we kind of worked on this together. I love it. 2017, it's a wrap. Caught my eye. It's a nice piece. It feels good, right? And she listed all the items that she sold that year. Listing. Right? Same thing. Remember I talked about everything's consistent. And I'll be honest with you, you see Lisa Bryant, right down here, this little piece here, that's the company she works for. Small. And you don't even see it on that side. So this one, this agent, I was able to grab it really quick and print it. This is, hello, I'd like to introduce myself to you. This was actually a flyer that looked like this. But I didn't have one, so I printed it really quick. All it says is, hi, I'm Jessica Sellers. I haven't had the opportunity to meet with you yet, so I wanted to share a bit about myself as an experienced real estate agent within your area. I enjoy successfully guiding my clients through the buying and selling journey. Goes on a little bit more. That's all you really need to say. You know, but it's there. Hello, this is my face. General. This is my name, my information. Then I know I'm going to see more of her, right? So if she's consistent, same thing here. This one is meet Ron Hoffman. So nice picture of him, very casual looking, they're clean, it's nice and white. A little bit about him on the back side. Okay. He's with companies. Again, you can see that he's just a little bit of logo here. And then the other thing that I would say is those items for January to get out who you are. The end of the year. Of course, now we're going back. We're in March, right? But the other thing too is I have agents that put out magnets. Magnets for the stays in the house. A lot of us have wood on our refrigerators, but the side is still metal. So magnets stick in the house. I like a magnet idea because it stays there. Stays in the house. The other thing too is, you know, important phone numbers with magnets. So that's January, what I would do in January. Every month on these calendars, you can pull each month, pull March, tell me what's going on in March. What's going on in April? There is an item.
Spring starts on the 20th, St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th.
Precisely, right? You don't need luck when you're working with a strong real estate agent. Right? There's your St. Patrick's Day. Right?
Oh, that's a good one. You didn't patent that. Or
No, anything I've got here today.
Good question.
The point here is that every month there is an item you can put into your farm about what's going on that month. And then we have Easter, right? So I'm going to go back to February. So February. For that, right? Valentine cards. I handmade these. I gave these to my clients. Very easy, cheap doilies. That was it. They loved it. Very easy. Doesn't cost much either, but it speaks volumes. This agent, Barb Learnhardt, she did a, again, it's just sending stuff out. She did just give me a name, number, address, and I'm gonna give you $100 gift card to the Summit House for 2. Pretty easy. What is she trying to do by this?
Trying to get them to respond.
With
their
name
information.
and email and phone number. Guess where that goes?
In their database.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, really, for $100, that's nothing. So that's a good piece for February, along with your Valentine's. And then make your dreams a reality. Now, this is a Buffini piece. And Buffini, I like Buffini because he's hands-on. Did anybody know who Buffini is? Brian Buffini? Anybody?
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is a great coach, real estate coach. Google him. And he also has a program where you can buy these newsletters. They send them out to you and then you mail them out. So agents who are like, what do? I don't know what to do. And it's not. So you see the quality's nice, and it always has to do with not real estate, but life and living. All right. And then the other thing I love to do is market condition report. This is imperative. I'm telling you, if you're going to get into a farm, you need to do a market condition report so they know that you know what they know. They know that the house that's down the street sold. You know, do you know that? Yeah, they're going to want to see a market condition report. Pretty inexpensive to do, guys. Again, the card's nice. This is what I was talking about. This is their shelf. It stays constantly like this all the time. It's cheaper this way than you're marketing too. And on the side, the message changes. Okay. Nice size because it sticks in their mail. It's not too small. If it's too small, it gets lost. Again, I like to see their stuff come because I stopped and I looked at least 10 seconds rather than throwing it in the trash. I gave them more time because it did have information about my area. I wanted to know what the house down the street sold for and the square footage and all. So good piece. I would do this, if not quarterly, at least twice a year. At least twice a year. Quarterly is good too, because especially if you've got an area that's moving fast. Market condition report, pretty easy. So let's see, what comes after? So these items is February. And I'm telling you that I know these work because my agents have used these ideas. Okay. This is for March. Like what's going on in March? What's happening in March?
Spring, St. Patrick's Day, first day of spring, St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
So
So
like savings time begins, you might want to say.
exactly. Daylight savings time. Tax preparation.
Yep.
Right?
Oh.
Good piece to take and put out there. Easy. All of this stuff, you know what, if you don't, this is a Buffini piece too, but all this stuff you can get right online. You know, really easy to pull up and then just print off. But again, these are really nice. I'm gonna pass it around just so you guys can get an idea. Not that I'm promoting Buffini, it's just I know agents that use them, love the pieces that go up.
What's the name? Bopini?
Brian Buffini.
And you, Bopini?
Buffini.
BUFFII.
And then of course, in March, by March, we should have our first listing, right? So just listed cards go out along with that. So when we're marketing a just listed, Tina just got her listing, what do? We gotta market it. So now we're going to invite the neighborhood, right? So you're gonna walk your flyer or an invitation to the neighborhood to come to your open house. Okay? And then you're gonna follow it up with the just listed, right? So that'll go out too. So you've got that happening. And then I always say, you know, get something into the, I don't care what it is, get something into the house, a pot holder. I have a pot holder from, long time ago. Our first home we bought, 800 square feet, $36,000.
Oh, wow.
That's like in the middle of nowhere.
From the real estate agent with their name and phone number on. They could be gone, you know, completely gone, but it's in the house. I've had it forever. I'm not gonna get rid of it. It's just a keepsake and I don't know why, and that's really, but this was a sanitizing kit that one of my agents brought at their neighborhood, which was awesome during COVID. I mean, nobody wanted to touch anybody or anything, but they took the next step, paid some dollars for these items and sent it out. Okay, now let me tell you too that a lot of my agents go, I can't afford something that nice. 99-cent store. Great items there. You know, sanitizer for 99 cents, we put card around it,
Yep.
keeping you healthy and safe.
Even a
Your
label.
name, it doesn't matter. People really are like, huh, they made the effort. If we have a horseshoe driveway, you have to kind of come up a hill to come to our house. So when people actually come to our house to knock the door, although I say don't go answer the door, I do appreciate it being in sales that he made the effort, right? To walk up the hill. So I do see the value in all of these items. Then in April is
Sir?
Easter, absolutely. Easter.
Hmm.
So again, with a nice little Easter something that goes into the neighborhood. You don't, it's a no-brainer. It's something, right? A car. Also in April, we have agents sending out their baseball schedule. Baseball schedule. Doctors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been seated to get older, everything, so
You see the importance of that.
I got some out, 'cause I got some out.
There you go.
Okay, tell us how you really feel.
That's great. The other thing that I suggest during this time too is understanding Proposition 19. How many know what Proposition 19 states?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
You gonna,
neither do your clients. They have no idea what took place in 2020 when they changed the law on Proposition 69, which was transferring your tax base.
You can do it anywhere now, right?
You can do it anywhere now, but what changed is parent to child transfer.
Yeah.
They're reassessing our property now. So that's a no-go.
Yeah.
It really is something that people don't understand what took place. I mean, that they passed this, yeah, you can transfer your tax base anywhere at any time now, multiple times, but we did lose the idea of us not having to pay for our parents' homes that they left for us. Now they reassessed it. Market value.
what was the proposition?
Proposition 19. Now, with all this stuff that we're talking about, I say if you can get it free, get it free.
I mean, I think Breakthrough Broker has a lot of this stuff, right?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Ticor title. This is our piece from Ticor title. And if you need this, we'll get this for you. But a good piece to put out. Remember I said, this is all fine, you know, all of this stuff, but giving information to your clients of really what they need. Nobody really knows about what's happened here. I can't tell you, I get calls all the time going, how come we just sold this property and the kids got it and now they're being reassessed? My gosh, their tax went so high.
Yeah.
That's why. So utilize whatever title company you're using for these items. I'll be more than glad to get them for you, okay? Any questions so far?
Sign me up for some of those.
No. Yeah, to walk around, it really is good. And depending on how creative you are, you can always take our information off. A lot of agents like my information on it, knowing that it comes from a title company,
Yeah,
right?
they have questions, they can ask you.
Mhm.
I can't answer that.
Right. So now we're moving into almost the summer months, right? And so local summer information of what's going on in your community that you're working with. Right? Now, this is something I cheat. I look at it a little bit longer, because I want to know how, okay, and I post this, I kept this. because it
So
was
it's for your
important.
specific area? You're
Yes.
just saying like, okay, there's a senior party going on.
Well,
blah, blah,
You
blah.
can go online through your city,
Okay,
like this is the Huntington Beach area too. And Huntington Beach has all their stuff posted. You
Oh,
capture it, send it over to your,
printer,
house.
person, okay.
and they'll create this for you.
Someone-
Or you can create it yourself if you're on, Breaker Broker, or even Michael Lewis, right?
Yeah, Michael is sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do this too.
Mhm.
And then, again. I send another out, deed theft. Everybody knows what this is?
No.
Nope, okay. So you may see, title lock on TV. We've got, a couple of our superstars out here pushing deed theft. That anyone can take their property. Right? Have you heard this? No? Gosh, you guys don't watch TV, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta sell houses.
Oh, no, that was part of her.
What happened?
But anyway,
Even title lock?
yes.
Oh, yeah, I heard that, yes. Yeah.
So what has happened is that they have come up with this great marketing scheme that tells people that your home could be taken out from underneath you. All they need to do is go down and record a deed against that property with someone else's name on it. That easy.
For real though? Is that real? Can they?
Sure, I can do it. Anybody can do it. You can record anything. But is it fraud?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Do you
okay.
have title insurance?
Well, I plan on it, yeah, I hope
Yes, you
so.
do. So do you need to worry about, do you need to pay $40 a month or $30 a month? So somebody could just,
Ah. Gotcha,
so that's what this talks about here. Okay,
okay.
a good information, because I've gotten this call from agents asking Marisa, my clients are calling me wanting to know about this advertisement. So. Yeah, just a little heads up, good marketing voice, right?
Ooh.
Let's see, we're in June, right? Okay, June, we have summer. It's hot, guys, I know. And you're like, I don't want to get out the Marissa and walk it. It's starting to get really hot, but we're still gonna do
So you go in the morning.
it. Early mornings, early morning. I could tell you that I have an agent who was at my house dropping stuff off at 6 o'clock in the morning. He dropped it off, he threw it. He put his item into a bag, I'll show you a bag, with rocks,
Yep.
and then just tossed it
Yeah,
on the driveway. And I asked him, I said, I never see it. He goes, no, I don't, I just. I go, okay. You got my attention, I had to bend down. I had
See,
to
that's funny you say that, cause when I started the business, my success came from farming, so that I believe in the farming. And for me, like, I stopped putting stuff on the floor, because like, you know, this is like my grandmother, I would see her like bend down, and she'd be, like, phone struggling, trying to pick things up, so I'm like, for me, it's like, all right. Like when I was new, I would print out stuff, I would staple like rubber bands, and I would hang it on everyone's doorknobs. I was doing that instead. Because for me, I was thinking like older people have to bend down and pick up their stuff, and they look at your face like damn it, Mia, you're turning my back, like you're breaking my back, I'm freaking It's like I was just hanging on their doorknobs, you know what I mean?
Or pick it up.
oh, my mom is OCD, like if it's in the driveway, she saw it in the camera, she's going outside just to pick it up, so. I get what you're saying about that, they're like,
Yeah.
don't
Hang
go
on the
around
door
the
if
house.
you can, like somewhere they get you quickly getting that,
My
have to break the
insurance-
back and pick it
my
up.
insurance sends letter every time you pick up the newspaper. I'm like, why do you keep putting it there? Running it over?
You're turning it into paper mache, and once you clean that up.
But yeah, again, it's just getting it to the property,
the-
right? But
yeah.
it did take me more time to bend down and pick it up. And then you know,
Right.
right? So now we're in
Send it
summertime.
to me.
And get your home ready for summer. Good information, again, this is Brian Bossini, not pushing them, but all this good information is easy to put out, something, summer. You know, other things to do during summertime, the same thing, if you didn't do, you know, this. Kind of go hand in hand and all. Then I have this one agent I work with, his name's Daryl Jones in Brea.
Oh, I know him. Yes.
I worked with his mom like 25 years ago. And Daryl
Aw.
was like, I don't really want to do real estate. you know.
The brats never do.
And he's killing it. He and the mom came in, generational realtor, and he knocked doors and pounded and walked. And now he's marketing Olive Branch and Anaheim Hill, York. But the point is, he was consistent with his farming. And now, I mean, he told me, Marisa, I don't even do any of that. I just mail in now, and people just call me. Which is the way we want our marketing to work for us, right?
Right.
So, yeah, Daryl had a listing in my neighborhood and notepads. I love notepads. They're cheap and they stay in the house, right? Notepads. Talk to Tara, see if you guys can do a large order of notepads and then it drops the price down quite a bit, right?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
But this to get out there, I mean, you can put a notepad for any reason. This one I thought was smart because he's got a little label here on his notepad. It's just a notepad, and he put a little label that he was having an open house, single story, right? And we all like, and I said, oh, this is really smart that you did this. He goes, Marisa, I just took a listing last night and I needed something to put out to all of you guys to walk. And so he said, I just threw a sticker on my notepad. Perfect. It works. Quick and easy, right?
You got the
But
material.
notepads are imperative. If you're gonna walk a farm, you want your pads in that farm. Definitely. It's like, you know, you see when I pass pads out too. They just love it. Can I see it?
So that's actually my goal when I finish the house. As my
And you
just sold.
See, what is it that really going to get you notoriety? Something that's gonna stay with your clients.
Yeah.
You know, why are they gonna remember you? What? I mean, will you remember me when I walk out this door today? You
Yes.
know, thank you. I hope so, because you know, when you take time and effort and you care about somebody in their home and your client, it extrudes the fact that you're not in it just for the money.
Right.
You care about it, and that's what they want to know. So at this time, now we're gonna do just sold, because that property sold, right? Again, very clean. It's not a lot of words. I love it. You walked it because there's no address on here. Right? And then I had an agent of mine do this. Have a Williams agent. This is in my door. Front went off for me.
Is it a drink thingy?
It is.
Coasters. Oh, cute.
I like that.
Okay. And a lot of
This is gonna use it like me.
She's like, I'm doing that.
Five.
Like in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Can you imagine?
great.
Isn't that nice? And he's put it in a little bag, hung it on my door so I didn't have to bend down.
See, they back-
Oh,
Yeah. Nice quality. It
that's
just, it was like,
cool.
wow, gosh, you did good.
That's gonna stay in the home too.
Yeah, it will stay close by home too.
Like you could do like a spring drink menu for one and then a summer one and then like a winter one with like, you know.
I'm from your house.
She likes to have a nice cocktail. Hey, you know,
You know, like, oh, that fun person that gave me these ideas, like,
Exactly.
of winter, like just in the. Like spring, summer.
For sure. I have one agent that does the recipe cards and people poo recipe cards, but I do like to see what's coming up next, you know?
yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people love their cocktails. I pay attention when I'm at the market and everybody.
I think you talk to a room full of grown people that don't even mind having a cocktail every night.
That's for
So I
sure.
we get it.
But again, I don't care if it's a recipe card or what
Yeah.
it is. They're seeing you in their house. So we've talked a little bit about farming, we still have more to go, but there's social media, which is fine, you know, but not everybody's on social media anymore. You know, especially certain age people don't go on social media that much. I'm watching all of you though. But my point is that if you listed something right, I might not see it. But if you get it into my eyes and I can see it, touch and feel it, I know you're doing business. So social media has its definitely good points. We need it, but we need to do this too. We need to get out and do this. And not just to our sphere, I mean, our geographical farm, excuse me, but our sphere of influence farm too. Because whatever we do here, we should be doing with our sphere of influence. Just listed, just sold, the proposition, the grant, the deed, all that stuff should go to your sphere of influence too.
The mixed drinks. I said you could post mixed drink, I mean, the drink menus.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I say just keep it simple, right? All right, so now we're going to, we're in August, right? August is summer, hot, and again, you're like, "Ugh,
But
I
the
wanna
kids
walk
are
it."
getting ready for school too.
We did the trust, right? And now I send out requirements for insuring a trust. Why? I mean, what is that all about? You know, if I change it, my name on the property into a trust, I'm still insured. Good information is sent out. Again, it's free. Free is good. I also have one agent who's doing a fire department and police department. They have brochures that you can get for free if you ask them. Yeah.
The fire department?
Mhm. Fire department on safety,
Okay.
you know, things like that, that you're like. Ask, you have a brochure, if you have, I'd like information about 911, right? Or fire safety, you know, what kind of extinguisher should I use in my house?
So how does that, I mean, so I see what you're saying, we go get something from the fire department and we distribute it out, but how is that correlate with what we're doing is our business, because we're giving away something from the fire department, so you're saying like attach our card to it or
Well,
something?
yeah, absolutely, your card goes on everything, keeping you safe, right? Did you know, I love to say, did you know, or keeping you aware? Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
And again, homeowners would keep that, like poison control, all that information. What do you do? You know, they have that for you. And again, websites have that too. So if you don't have the money to do this, you can do it yourself. But just do it. Along with the trust, okay, so do I need a trust? This is a great thing to get into homes. Because not that many people believe they need a living trust. We just saw over COVID, how many people lost their homes to probate because
oh, yeah,
they passed away. They weren't
unexpectedly,
repaired.
Yep.
So Lisa Bryant did and I don't have her piece, it's nice, it's like, is your property safe from probate? Do you need a living trust? You need a living trust, and that's kind of the headliner that she used. And so she said, contact me and I will help you through the process and get you lined up with the trust attorney. She has a trust attorney that we use. But this is what she sent to her clients. She put it in a nice little package, right? And has every question you have on a trust. Why do you need a trust? Yep. And this is just from the state board. I called the state board and I got this information and kind of did some marketing with her on that. Good thing, because again, in your Ticor tech farm, when we pull up all of your names, we know if it's in trust or not. So you virtually could have a conversation with someone knowing that their property is not in the trust, and especially if they're elderly, if they're by themselves. Need to have a conversation.
I mean, it doesn't really matter your age. My dad went to bed and had a brain aneurysm, you know, and we had just had a conversation a few weeks before in the car, and he was like, well, I'm okay right now, you know, but I'm gonna work on that, you know, in the future. And then
So does he have a wife, his wife?
see, and that was the great thing, he had a wife and they both, and my dad had a property that was my grandfather's that was handed to him. It's a triplex and stuff, and that was supposed to be ours, but her name was on it too, so it got to her, but luckily she was a good woman, and she knew what my dad's wishes were, and she sold it and she divided it between us kids. But if she wasn't, it could have just been hers.
right.
And that's why I said, especially single people, because if they have no one else on title with them, and with Ticor Tech Farm, you can pull up and see who's vested on the property, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So single, it'll go to probate. Right,
I mean,
there's
it'll be
nobody
a lot
else on the
We
property,
just got lucky.
yeah.
That's did the right thing, because that was hers.
So that's a really good piece to put out too, and again, it's really knowing your farm, and really knowing who are living in those homes. All right, we're into September, yeah, we've got. So September, again, market condition report. Now this agent here did it just sold, and the market condition report with her just sold. So she hit it twice, right? I love pens. They stay in the house and they stay close by, right? Mauricio has some pens. I love his pens. And every time I'm talking with my grabbing his pen, because it feels good, writes well.
Mhm.
And so it's at my fingertips all the time. Again, Buffini, this is just mortgage, paying off your mortgage information. Again, putting information into the house over and over again, right? Quality. Let's see. October girls and boys. Which is,
Halloween.
yeah.
Fall.
Halloween. Okay, so this brings me to this point. Now, remember I said when we first started, you have to think 2 months out, right? At least. So anything that you're doing Halloween needs to go in September, right? At least. So this agent did Halloween events and then market condition report on the back. Utilizing it, nice piece, good. You're invited to a pumpkin patch. These agents here, they had pumpkins, they bought pumpkins and invited all their clients in their farms to their office to receive a pumpkin.
Mhm.
And you know how expensive pumpkins are now?
Yeah,
That's Alex Horowitz. He has the money.
Yeah.
you said it too?
Alex Horowitz.
Oh, okay.
I have one agent we're working right now. This is what we're working on for Thanksgiving. It's pies. She's doing her farm and she's doing a pie giveaway for everyone in the farm.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
Okay, all they need to do,
I remember putting it.
pardon,
I remember putting it on.
there's over 300, 320. Not everybody's gonna do it, right?
So what do they have to, what's their pull?
So the pull is they have to contact her, phone number, email. Simple. And then she doesn't have to go get the pies. She has Pyloon. You know
To
the
have them
Pyloon?
delivered.
Yeah, not delivered, but a card, gift card.
Oh.
Okay, not everybody's gonna do it. They're gonna go. But the ones that do it, she's captured very important information now.
And if
There's
she
another-
just gets one of those listings, I mean, that pays for all those things. And goes by it.
Yeah, well, I have one agent who bought them at Costco, what are they, $5 or something like
Yeah.
Costco, and delivered them.
I think you can get a
Same,
deal,
yeah.
sometimes like 2 for something.
Same idea. So again, this is a nice, you're invited to 17th annual pumpkin giveaway. Remember I said, Christie, same logo, same
Yep.
thing over and over coming to me. Staying consistent. And again, just fill it out and you get your pumpkin. I was like, okay. All right, so again, we have to think ahead of time to do this stuff, right? So now because we talked about trust and we talked about all the Ds, right? Understanding probate. So because they don't have a trust, your clients probably have to understand the process of probate, the time. So we have flyers. Again, for usage, right? And a lot of times your lenders will work with you too. If you want to do flyers, they'll work with you. This lender did 10 minutes of reverse mortgage. This isn't Buffini. This agent did this newsletter about reverse mortgages with her lender. And then, now this is not cheap, it's about $4, but when you get in your farm and you have specific people you're talking to or your sphere of influence, this book here is amazing. This company does a great job, American Lifestyle, to market you. You're on the front. Anybody seen these before?
I've been getting ads for them, like something very similar to Beautiful Nights.
$4 not that bad though.
Yeah, it's not, because look how high end this is.
Yeah.
And people think, wow, you got your own magazine. This is
Right.
really cool.
I've stopped having them on the auto.
It is really, yeah.
Yeah.
We're maximum.
That's
I actually did one myself. I purchased myself in here. It was Christmas time, it was a gift to my agents, and I gave them to my agents. And surprisingly, he said, where'd you get that?
Right.
So that was my tickler to them to go, hey, you should do it. And so I had one agent who got a listing from her magazine, and so she does it just at Christmas time, once a year. The other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention too is door hangers. Let's talk door hangers, because I don't know who you're working with, or even if you have a relationship with your home warranty company, but your home warranty company can do these things for free. All right, I said free is good,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay? So inquire your home warranty. You're invited to exclusive open house, you know, when you take a listing. This one is, do you know your property's value? I do, let's talk. And so there's information here, and then you put your business card here or a flyer or some sort there. So again, free. I like free. Into free. And then last and final, December. I like it. So it's always with sincere appreciation, a Christmas card. So I took it a step further and I put my husband and I in this, because a lot of people don't think I'm married. I never see with your husband.
It's like, cause I'm at work.
Yeah, but again, I made it personal. So if you're marketing or farming out there, make it personal. I mean, you know those clients, right?
Yeah, that one we can design in a Costco website.
Yeah.
But now it's just also with everything that you've given, it's also a way, we have to try to figure out a way to market those that do not specifically celebrate the holiday, but embrace that time of change in year, like happy winter instead of like, you know, Merry Christmas or something like that, you know, just for being respectful that everyone's not into the holiday. I'm not saying that for me, but just thinking, like, I have a gentleman at work, we always say, hey, sign his birthday card, and he's like, well, I don't do birthdays. And
That's fine.
it's
Don't sign the
respectable,
card.
right? So but I'm saying like,
I like holidays.
yeah, and I want to be to the masses, but you think, is it best to try to figure out a universal way to try to scheme that away, or?
If that's important to you,
Okay.
yeah, that's important to you. This gentleman here, Jacob, he also had another flyer here too. He did a really cool thing. This is Night of Lights in my neighborhood. He's the agent that farms my neighborhood, also work with him. And what he did is he had a contest. He did a contest for Christmas lights. And so what he did, his house, and this is because he's farming the area, right? So he sent out people who wanted to be involved. So he sent out, we're having what do you call it, Night of Lights in Behnke. So we're having Night of Lights. We'd love for you to let us know that you'd like to be on our list of homes to view, right? So there's one drop. I'm talking about getting stuff out in front of you, right? The invite. And then you follow it up with another one saying, okay, we're doing it this night, this date, this time. This is what we're gonna do. Stop by my house with his address. So we stop by a house and they have Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus there, and in their driveway was cute. They had a bonfire going on. And they had cocoa and cookies and goodies there. And then we all got a list of the homes to view.
And then you voted.
And then we drove our car and we voted. Now, again, it's getting familiar and making that relationship with
Networking.
Yes. Right? I mean, how cool is that? All the kids were excited, the family's like, hey, it's free, we're going. And then after that, then he was able to send out a flyer saying who was the winner. Again, thank you for joining us. We look, this was his January that he sent out. And this house is there, he taken a picture of it, and of course, what he did do, the house that won, had a big sign, boom, with his name, number, you know, his real estate company. So all of those touches that he put into our farm was like, God, we saw Jacob constantly in my. You bet, we grabbed all the neighbors and we went for free hot cocoa, and
Right.
it was fun, it was a lot of fun.
Did a lot of people participate?
Yes, yeah, we had 8 homes that participated, right? And I think the next year we had more than that, there was 12. But that they participated, but you know, the neighborhood started.
Getting involved,
Fights up too,
getting more involved.
yeah. You know, they didn't maybe think their home was wonderful to be an example, but they did get involved, it was fun. And then one more thing I have for Easter, one of my agents, we did it for 26 years at Easter egg hunt. It's a park at her
Mhm.
farm. And this is in Yorba Linda, and we had just scattered of kids. It's a really good way, again, the cost is there. Jacob's event wasn't too much, I think he had to pay for, of course, the hot cocoa and Mr. and Mrs. Claus, but he certainly got everybody's attention in the neighborhood, so he's done quite well. So with that, with the calendar, start writing in the dates, okay, like today, you're Saturday, you're gonna start.
You did too.
Good girl, this is what I want, it's just not for you, take this and throw it away. Visually, you have to see what the months look like. If you don't see it, you don't know. I mean, we're already in March, it seems like I just took down my Christmas tree,
Mhm.
right? So what is all this about? It's moving fast. So, anybody have any questions about this?
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay.
Regarding all of the ideas from different agents there,
Mhm.
what was your favorite and why?
I like my market condition reports. I like the market condition report that comes into my house, so I know what's going on in my neighborhood. As a consumer, I think the informational flyers are really important too, because like I said, I don't think anybody understands Prop 19, all those items that I shared. I mean, a lot of you didn't even know that, right?
Mhm.
And or the importance of a trust. What happens? You know, you go to probate, it's costly. You know, your mom and dad have worked tons to build that equity in their home, and now the attorneys, the courts are gonna take that money. Yeah, so. Those are what I kind of like. I like the information, I like my market condition report. I kind of like the fun things that I get too at the house. Like I said, I got my pot holder, I can't let go of it. But again, all of this to say, I know it's a lot to look at, just the ideas are immense. You can do so much, it's just do it and
Great.
stay consistent with it.
How many agents farm your house?
I have 3, Jacob, Marina, and Mike Trevino. And Marina is, she markets this way, she markets with this. And it's too wordy, everything she puts in here is crowded too much. This is mine, but it's too wordy.
I was gonna say, does she have the same last name as you? But
Yeah, no, this is not, this is a farming agent is a listing agent is a lasting agent. But anyway, this is an example of paperwork that she uses, but she'll do her just listed on it in the back of the market condition report, it's so limited. But she got something out. She's doing something
better
than nothing, yes. You know, and the other thing too is that, I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure if you go on and you ever told me that, you had somebody tell me, you know, I'm marketing now in his area, in his neighborhood. We met somebody at the family reunion, said, yeah, I'm marketing using Corpac in the area, so they're kind of like getting double from you and me now, and seriously. I said, that just means now here you have to bump it up and do something better.
Outshine them, right? You just gotta do what they're
Mhm.
not. So if you're getting the same thing, you gotta just make your stuff stand
Absolutely.
out.
take them out.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just put any take them out.
well,
With
you know,
it is in a
With your-
sense, so yeah,
yeah.
like with your
With your
ideology.
greatness.
so I do have an agent, he's Korean, Douglas Kim, I think might have heard of this. And he has somebody in his office name is Bill Kim or William Kim. And Douglas is my agent and he's Marisa, you know, I'm up against him, William, and he's in my office first. And we're doing the same area, same last name, same area, same office, right? And I go, okay, not a problem. We're just gonna do better than him. We're gonna get value out there and we're gonna do quality and more often. And so it was a year later, he finally moved out of the office, no longer did anything in that farm, and Douglas constantly was taking listings in the area there.
He took them out.
He did take him out, but it took time and it took strategically working at it to make it happen too. So it's, like I said, don't think just because somebody's in there, you can't go in, you
Right.
know? And especially if you go, I farm this area, really? How often are you farming? Because if you're not doing it twice a month and you're not hitting it and giving them information, are you really farming it? Or are you just saying it?
Yeah,
Right.
farming is work. I was, last week I get the check mail, I got the copy of one. They say you're qualified for the loan, $60,000.
Uh-huh.
It's more often I got stuff and look in and first I keep there and then I'm gonna share it, absolutely. You know, I don't know how they got my information.
Oh, our information's everywhere.
Public, right. It's your phone number.
Like all of them. So, and again, you know, the idea of our farm is to capture your client's information, their phone number, their email. You know, and once you do, that's it. Now, our Ticor Tech Farm, it does have it available for you to purchase the emails and phone numbers if it's available. Some people don't have it. But again, I just say, save your money and just mark it eye to eye, right? Eye to eye, because that's going to be beneficial in the long run. Right? Anything else? Anything I can answer questions?
Go hang over, can use them.
Those are mine.
Sorry.
Get your, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, no, I
So,
was.
again,
Company. I thought it was a company.
Yeah, we can find for you.
yeah,
So warranty that you need to.
But I was gonna say, yeah,
and again, keep in mind that when you're doing real estate, I know a lot of you are new here and reach out to them.
And we're broke.
No, no,
This
you're just
meeting
gonna
before
be
this.
making money, signals, right? But keep in mind, which for right? The main thing is just mindset. Focus on your calendar, do something, market, when you go out and market, when you go out, how many homes you get? So our Ticor Tech Farm program has the ability for you to walk, it's called the walking farm. So when you walk, okay, you come to the house, and you can see everything that's going on in that house on that app. Who the homeowners are, where they purchased it, what they purchased it for, you have all that information. You move to the next house, it moves with you. So you know when you're knocking the door, are they absentee or are they owners? It tells you that. Good tool, very good.
The up from the App Store.
Ticor Tech Farm, yes.
Okay.
did you need us to keep your marker?
Yeah, and my kids want, grandkids want.
I'll take it back. You are so nice. Because I'm not, well, my grandbaby's only one. I'm like, I'm not giving her no.
You guys wanna look at any of this stuff? Well,